This is Public Access Signals from the Other Side, Part 17, back after a bit of a break for this campaign. We're going to spend the first part of this recording recapping where we're at, because for one thing, it's been a couple of months since this group has played together. And furthermore, we had a big sort of like two-session sort of side story take place. And so it's been a long time since we've been back with the Latchkeys. And so we are going to review in a little more depth than we probably normally would, given the circumstances. I will say, though, that like if you're watching this, because we've had such a big break in the campaign, there's a small chance that there might be some very minor inconsistencies between things that happened in one session and things that happened today. And I apologize for that. It's the nature of tabletop role-playing games, especially in this format where we took a big break. So, but it will all be fine in the end, but it's just worth noting. Right now, you have 3 active mysteries. You have The Whisper, The Dream, and Convergence. And the characters are all at Converge right now, which is this posh wellness resort situated in a remote corner of the county. It was sort of gifted to you by an anonymous benefactor who then attached some strings to that gift by asking you to help out with a little bit of a problem connected to some cult activity. And so what's going on at Converge is there is this group, this cult. They are mixed in with the employees and guests of Converge, and they are on the verge of completing a ritual. They're going to sacrifice someone in order to bring forth some terrible thing. They call I can't remember exactly what they said in the presentation, but basically, you have to stop this. That's the short end of it. That's the short version. The Harmony is the name of this cult. Your question you have to answer is, well, there's several you can choose from. You can discover which person at Converge has been marked for sacrifice, and then resolve the mystery by getting that person safely out of Harmony's reach. The Harmony will be an ongoing danger in the campaign. The harder question is, when and where will the Harmony's ritual take place? That lets you resolve the mystery by confronting the Harmony and putting a stop to their plans. The Harmony will cease being an ongoing danger in the campaign. So you have a couple of approaches you can take here. You actually have a lot of clues already on this. You have found 8 clues on Convergence. And so, especially given that this mystery sort of takes you out of Deep Lake a little bit, you may want to get this one knocked out so you can go back to Deep Lake and deal with stuff in Deep Lake. But you don't have to. You can split up. Some of you can go back to Deep Lake. Some of you can go to La Fresca and White Spray to deal with the dream. We have problems all over the county right now. So that's sort of the situation. Speaking of those other problems, you do have the dream active. This is the strange ice cream mystery. You've been to a lot of places, and the jury's out on how many clues you've found. We, as a play group, need to review the video because our notes say that they have found no clues, but that seems really unlikely because they've seen a lot of the mystery. So we're a little torn. We're not sure what to do about that. So we may not see the dream today while we investigate what's going on with the dream as players. But we also have the Whisper active. This is the one where there's some kind of entity that is whispering secrets to people and manipulating people in this little housing development back in Deep Lake. And you have some questions there. A threshold question of, is this Whisper a supernatural infestation or is it a man-made experiment? And that unlocks the next question. You have 6 clues on that, actually, so you could take a stab at that one too. Taking a look at the Latchkeys, this is where it's going to get interesting because I think we have a lot of hangover from the Great Nagoya County Chili Cook-Off, or we might have some hangover. We'll see. One thing to be reminded of is you did watch this tape, the Chili Cook-Off 87 tape, and you saw versions of yourselves in this splatterpunk horror movie, essentially, taking place back in 1987 at this chili cook-off in this convention center in La Fresca. It ended really gruesomely. Um, it ended really gruesomely, and we learned a lot about like the characters through this through this DeGoya County chili cook-off tape. It had a really wild ending. It looks like no one left the mystery with the condition a taste for it. Is that correct? Okay. So that's good. Your your real life latchkeys did not suddenly feel compelled to want to taste human flesh. We can all be happy about that. But you did get some special rewards for solving that mystery. And one of those special rewards is you each have a key to a storage facility at me and my self storage. Now, what this is, you'll each put that key in your corner of the house. Mechanically, what it means is you can, instead of like basically whenever you want to use it, you say what you found in the storage facility that was from that mystery. It's been sitting in that storage facility since 1987. So it could be like, you know, a chainsaw. It could be, you know, something, just anything that we saw in that mystery can be found in that storage facility. So that's sort of how that works. I also think you unlocked a move. I need to investigate that though to make sure. Let me go do that real quickly. There is a move associated with this, and when we ran it, it was a little bit it was still sort of being developed, and so I can't remember exactly what was finalized at that time, but it's been a little bit more finalized since. You get this move if you answer the question, how do the disciples of no, that's wrong. I think you just get the move regardless. The move is called Feast of Corpus Inferni. The first time you eat a side character, clear all conditions, including special conditions, and take the condition Avatar of She That Feeds, which cannot be cleared. Hereafter, whenever you eat a side character, you clear all other conditions and you choose one from several options. Once all those options are marked, you retire that character and reintroduce them as a danger. As they complete their ascension and are reborn in the image of our divine Sycorax, the enduring hunger, the unquenchable thirst, queen of wolves, first virago, she whose milk is blood, our ineffable, insatiable savior. Once someone does this, they're the only person who can take that move. So essentially, the first person to do it, no one else can do it. So there can only be one cannibal among you. Why you might do such a thing, I don't know, but something might have inspired you from the tape, and so maybe you're starting to have strange hungers. In any case, I'll paste the full text of the move there if you decide you want to eat someone in a bit. So that's kind of a rough recap of where things are at. I feel like I've probably forgotten a million things, but does anybody who's maybe watched the most recent videos want to remind us of anything or have any questions about anything?
Geraldine Ambrose is simping for Nathan.
That is a thing that's happening, and I don't know where we left her. Presumably back in La Fresca. I think. Well,
she showed up at our house.
That's right, she did. That's right, because didn't you all have like a little like escape from La Fresca on her bus or something? If I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a good note. A good thing to be mindful of. Be funny if she turned up at Converge. Actually, who knows? Anything else?
There is a TV set which we also like watched the Goya County chili cook-off on. So that is still there in case people want to use it.
Yeah, we're gonna pick
Don't
up.
fucking use it.
We're gonna pick up there. We're definitely gonna pick up there. I think it's just gonna be morning time, and you're all gonna be standing in the desert in front of this TV amid these. I think there's like little weird, like sort of silver pylons all around, or something like that, like a little weird ritual circle. Okay, so let's just do our day phase. We'll take this slow and feel the situation out and figure out what's going on. Slide back into these characters. It has been a minute. Review
Also,
oh, yeah, go ahead.
I should find something from the person who's been anonymously helping us out.
Ah, indeed. Maybe that's left for you at the thing. You do you get to define that, or do I have to define it?
It could be either of us.
Okay, which do you want?
I think I'd like to see what might come to your mind today.
Fair enough. Let me take a look at the clues you already have on convergence. Although this clue can be used for any mystery, I suppose. But I just want to make sure I'm not going to duplicate on anything.
Are we starting with the day phase or the dawn phase? Because we watched this during the dusk phase, I think, or during the night phase.
Yeah. So you just so the way what happens, the sort of finalized version of this mystery is we don't do a full dawn phase. You just get 2 experience points and your rewards, and
Okay,
that's it. So
Yeah, Nathan has a full XP track, and I don't remember if I spent that already. So I'm going to go look through those old VODs as well. And
yes,
Same.
we're all very behind on. We apologize to the viewers. None of us
Yeah.
are ready to play today. No,
It's been a minute.
We're going to be fine. It has been a minute though.
So do
What
we
was the
mark
last
new
question?
dawn questions then?
Yeah, go. You can mark new dawn questions. And you will have gotten
apparently I
two
delivered a
XP.
chilling monologue.
Yeah, you'll have gotten 2 XP for. We don't answer dawn questions after the chili cook-off. You just get 2 XP. Period. Just straight up for doing it.
Oh, cool.
And then the rewards. You get the key, and then you have this move. So that's what's going on with that. Let's see. What else? Are there any conditions we should be reminded of that you all have that are interesting?
Topher's marked by the whisper and the harmony.
Yeah, you've got a lot going on there, Topher.
Nathan is a person of interest and marked by Mr. Big Bad.
Topher, you're in the chromatic desert still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Topher is also signals. It's part of the custom move.
Signals, that's right, yeah.
Full conditions, none of which can be cleared easily.
Oh, Nathan's marked by Mr. Big Bad. That's right, because you all had the Night of the Bone Wolves, but you did not defeat Mr. Big Bad. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay. Very interesting. We have a lot of conditions here, actually. I think probably a couple of you are going to want to do nostalgic
I'm full
move
as well.
Yeah, you've got 3. Nathan's
Marked
got 2.
by Joey Keane, the foot play king, insurance, and I Dream of Deep Lake, which cannot be cleared by conventional means.
It can be cleared if you go eat someone, Ashley. So
Indeed.
I kind of feel like there were probably some guests at Converge who would be into it, to be honest. Let's see.
One with the prayer beads up in her.
Yeah,
She'd
exactly.
probably be down.
She'd be down. Okay, so I think we're good to go. I think we're going to start this day phase. I think the sun is coming up over the horizon, and you're all standing out there in front of that TV, maybe just shell shock at having watched what you just watched. You're all conscious of you were watching an alternate version of yourself, and in a weird mindfuck, Topher, you're on the TV, and we're also experiencing the events directly. So that's a strange thing going on. And I think we'll just start our day phase there. We'll kind of just feel the scene out, see where it goes. You are going to find a clue, Sean, waiting on you whenever you get ready to leave. Let me know, and I'll give it to you. But let's just pick up with Nathan, Sean, and Ashley standing in front of the TV. Topher, you're there, but we don't necessarily see you right away.
Sean's going to look at the other two and say, I had a George Michael tattoo? What the fuck? And people didn't know I was gay?
Dark. That was a dark timeline. Also, I had chili in my sleeve the whole time.
I mean, yeah, that one I buy. Sorry.
I do buy it too. I think that's why it's so gross, because I can see myself doing it.
Nathan just has a 1,000-yard stare towards the direction of the TV and just whispers under his breath, just, I think I'm a vegetarian now.
Maybe I should have gone into like studying lizards. That looked pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, that looked very cute. Although Mr. W is also very cute.
I mean, you get a lizard and name him Mr. X. It's the next letter in the alphabet.
Why a lizard?
Because I had one in the.
Oh, right.
So
yeah.
you guys don't
yeah.
remember doing those things. You just remember watching them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
fun little treat for me, I guess.
What do you mean, like doing them? There's no way we could have done them, right? And like be us
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I was like stuck in that guy's head
Oh,
the
Is
whole
this-
time.
Does this mean that if we watched like any movie, you'd be like in it? If we watched the thing,
Can we watch
would
Rush
you-
Hour, please?
Bloodsport.
Do you want to be Jean-Claude?
You want to be
Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Jean-Claude.
I kind of do.
So you were
But
in
yeah,
it. Okay.
Yeah. Like
he looks over at Ashley.
Chris had
Oh,
all
sorry, go
the
ahead.
control of like the meat suit, right? But I was kind of in there shouting at him about all the stupid shit he was doing and what we knew, or I know. And then I guess I grabbed my laptop somehow and threw it in there. So I don't know if I can get that back now.
Oh, that did seem a little anachronistic, but that makes sense. He looks over at Ashley because her words from saying like "there's no way" finally like sinking to him. It means like he's like the word "there's no way." Ashley, how are those words even in our vocabulary at this moment? After everything we've been through, is it really that dubious to assume that it's possible that there was some TV shit happening there that we just didn't know about?
No, but I thought I would deny it in case it made you feel awkward or something.
It's so the opposite.
Oh, okay. In that case, yes, that totally makes sense that it
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
happened.
Yep.
So what now?
I mean, we made it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like what now? Isn't like, do we just go back to points back the desert pathway? It's like, are we what now in terms of all of that? Because
What if we go back and they're making chili?
And I think I use my ghost powers and knock it all on the floor.
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really seem like there's much else to do.
So we just have that in our heads now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Cool.
the thing
Maybe,
that
like-
happened.
I don't can we go? I don't want to be here anymore. This place
Like-
makes me feel weird.
Back
Yeah.
Yeah.
to Degoya County or
Well, like
back to the hotel.
most of my shit's still at the hotel, so presumably back to the hotel first.
As
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
leaving, I don't know if you're okay. Sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead, Steph.
Oh, no, that was just it. Topher was just agreeing.
Yeah. As you're leaving, Sean, you notice there's a rock that's holding down a manila folder that has a little Christmas bow on it. Like, you know, the kind that you just like peel a little sticker off the back and pop it on, you know, a little red cheap Christmas bow on a manila folder being held by a rock being used as a paperweight so it doesn't blow away.
Yeah, Sean will kind of excuse himself from the others and go grab it.
The folder contains a series of odd spectrogram readings.
Sean's going to look at it, turn it upside down, look at it a little while longer, and then say, "Hey, Topher," and walk back to the TV. This mean anything to you? He'll hold it up.
Not. I don't think so. I mean, it looked pretty neat, I guess. Did you find those here?
Yeah, it was just under the rock, but it's probably nothing, but it's never nothing. We'll just hold on to it.
Yeah, you've been getting a lot of weird presents like shotguns from strangers lately.
Yeah, I like that present though.
Well, one of us, at least. I get that it was useful.
Oh, yeah, sorry. This, I'm sure, is useful too.
Hopefully.
So let's pick up at Converge. It's early in the morning. The guests are actually all still mostly asleep. You might see one or two people here and there, doing their alms or whatever, in a rock garden. And you might see a housekeeper or other employee kind of just roaming around, but it's pretty quiet at Converge at this time of morning. Nathan, what do you do?
Nathan kind of like goes to his room, lingers by the door, and then is going to like turn, look down the hallway a bit, and just like close his eyes for a second, take a deep breath, and he's going to just walk, and he is going to go stand in front of Ashley's door, and he doesn't know if she's there or if he's not going to knock. He's just going to stand there and think about knocking at some point. Whether or not she shows up at any point is irrelevant.
Ashley, do you?
I want to ask something. Wasn't like all the rooms glass?
That is true.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. No. Perfect. Yes, I think she's sort of like, she went to her room and she's like sort of packing her stuff, but she's also doing that thing where she, like puts something down and then she's obviously wanting to do something else, and then it's like, no, I'll keep packing. And she kind of like gets this determined look and like whirls around and then just goes like, fuck.
Just
Mind
Nathan
reader.
standing there.
Yeah, just standing there.
And he just
She
like
will- She will go and open the door.
hi. Hi. I was gonna go in my room, and then I thought we are not okay and we should talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine, but okay. Come in, I guess. I mean, it's still glass.
The walls are made of glass. I would prefer to go anywhere else.
Okay.
Okay.
The desert? That seems appropriate. You can't walk into the ocean, walk into the desert.
Let's how about the parking lot? Just some, middle of the ground, middle of the way.
Okay. Okay, that feels a little like a 3 a.m. flight after a bad night in the club, but okay. The parking lot is fine.
Ashley, Puffin.
Okay. Okay. Let's
For everyone
talk.
else's context, it's something Jazzy and I mentioned each other, is that we determined that whenever Nathan or Ashley says the word puffin, it's their code word of being like, no, serious. We need to have an actual conversation. Like, stop deferring. Like, this is serious. Yeah. So that's what that meant.
Do you two? I mean, like, it's interesting because, like, didn't you forget who Nathan was after
This-
Nathan went to?
Did we do it again?
No. This is
Okay.
We
In that case,
we haven't talked about
right.
that situation.
Right. Okay. I
That's-
think
yeah.
in that case, she would just kind of like stare at you. Like, and then probably in her mind,
yeah.
she's like,
Yeah, that's right.
that's Nathan being Nathan. Like him randomly saying puffin in a conversation that kind of seems like it might make sense for
I
who
think
he is.
I think that he notices the look on her face of like not getting that, and there's just like this pain that just kind of like strikes him for a moment of just, and then like of course, and then he just says no, just go wherever. Yeah, I'll just look. Yeah.
Okay, parking lot it is.
Fantastic. We'll get the scene in a moment, but when you get to the parking lot, you actually do see Rory, the shuttle driver. He's the only person in the parking lot. He's kind of standing by a shuttle, and he's like, "Oh, hey, do you two need to go back to town or what?"
Not yet.
Not quite
Maybe?
yet. Is there like a limit on the shuttle services today, or
Nope.
no? Okay.
I'm here. You just let me know.
Yep, we're just stretching our legs. We'll let you know.
Cool. Sean, what are you doing right now? Early morning at Converge.
I think he would have spent a bit of time packing, but so he had a stash of drugs from Andy,
The housekeeper. Yeah.
and I think it was for Tets. It wasn't. He got it for Tets, I think.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's right. Yeah.
so I think he's going to try and find Tets to close this loop.
I mean, finding Tets is no trouble. All the rooms have glass walls, so you can just peek in. You see Tets. I think Tets is he's probably like laying face down on his bed in his underwear. I'll remind everybody that he has frosted tips. Normally wears rimless sunglasses and cargo shorts, though right now he's just half naked and covered in tattoos. He's very, very convinced of his own greatness. We established that last time. What do you do?
He'll knock on the door. I imagine hearing it echo all through the hall.
He kind of rolls over and he's like, "Oh, is that breakfast? You could just leave it on the table there."
No. Sean, remember we met yesterday?
Oh, right. Were we supposed to take a picture together or something, or an autograph? Is that?
Nope. But I have your drugs, Tets.
Ah, so you do have breakfast. And he gets up very excited, goes over. He's like, so what you got here? Let's see. Oh, this is some good stuff. Some blue ones and some red ones. It's great. Some yellow ones. I wonder what these do. And he's just kind of popping pills in his mouth. No care or concern for what might happen.
I'm hoping that I can use this as for advantage and try and get some information out of him.
Okay, interesting. Well, what do you ask him?
So I heard that there's a group here thinking about putting on a show called The Harmony.
Roll with presence. You can mark the drugs to get advantage.
That is 9.
He he stops halfway, a pill on the tip of his tongue. I was like, the Harmony. Yeah, I might know something about that. And I need to look at the clues really quick. Oh, damn it. We've already got that. Okay, never mind. We'll come back to the scene in a moment. Topher, what are you doing right now?
So I think that Topher is trying to figure out more about the harmony as well, just in kind of any way that they're able to, like maybe just following people around that they think are weird and suspicious, seeing if they talk about things with other weird and suspicious people.
I like that. You can just do a general sort of meddling move with, I would say it's probably, well, you're kind of invisible. So we'll say sensitivity actually.
All right. My good stat.
Mm-hmm.
Seven.
Okay.
Well, 9 plus 2. I forgot to add that, but it doesn't
Okay.
really matter.
Okay, so I owe you a clue. I owe Sean a clue. Let's pick up with Nathan and Ashley really quick. So let's have this conversation.
I think Nathan like walks out into the parking lot, and just kind of like takes a few deep breaths. He's like clearly very uncomfortable, and he like turns around to just like look Ashley in the eye, and just, you don't remember me. We haven't talked about this since I came back, and that's fucking killing me, Ashley.
I'm sorry, but you kind of barged in and said that you think you're my boyfriend. Not that you're sure, not that you were really my boyfriend, but you think it. And then you don't talk to me, and somehow it's my fault.
Well, the fucking Ashley I was dating would know that. No, shit. Sorry, that's not fair. I can't say that you would be able to know what I meant by that, but just never fucking mind. I'm not. I once said I didn't think I was very good at words, and you had told me that I just have too many of them. And I'm trying to, that's what I do. I say a lot of words, and sometimes I make things sound more complicated than they really should be, but I don't know where I'm going with this. I barged in. I barged in when everything was going to shit, and I kind of gets like this like vacant, slightly dissociative, just like stare for a moment as he just kind of like slowly inhales and says, I said I think because it happened literally the day after. We were at Starlight Kingdom. I don't know if you remembered how that happened. I don't know. It was just you and me there finishing that off, but I don't know what you remember, but anyway, it was the following day, I stepped out and to just go to the grocery store, no, the gas station or something. And I don't know, whatever happened to Topher happened to me. I slipped through the cracks or something. So within 12 hours of us admitting to each other that we had feelings like that and also kissed, and within 12 hours, I didn't exist anymore, and I got to watch you suddenly forget about me. So I was kind of in a state. I panicked. So when I came back, I was saying a lot of shit, but that's why I said I think, because it was, one, a lot, and also two, it wasn't like we'd been never mind. I'm using too many words again.
I'm sorry. I really am. I don't mean to. I didn't mean to forget you or Sean. I don't know why.
It's it's not something you need to apologize for. You had no control over it. This is nothing that you could have prevented. It happened to Topher, and somehow we all didn't forget about Topher. Then it happened to Sean, I guess, and we forgot about Sean, and I'm terrified that I'm going to forget about you. I don't know, but you are. How can it possibly be your fault? It's not. It's so fucking unfair, but it isn't your fault. It isn't anyone's fault except for, I don't know, whatever's going on here.
I know. But I'm sorry all the same.
I'm sorry too.
I broke your mug.
I know.
I didn't know it was yours, but I cried about that, even though I didn't remember you. So I think that Ashley that you knew, I think she was damn sure that you were her boyfriend. And I'm sorry that Ashley isn't standing before you today. But I also know this. I don't know how they're doing this to us, but they are doing this to us. And I can't help but think, you know how birds stick together, right? They do murmurings, and nobody knows quite why or how. And insects, they do it too. And I remember once when I was a kid, I was walking back home. There was this like flickering around the lights, this swarming, writhing mass of black insects. And I stood there and I watched them. Thought it was kind of pretty. And then one of the insects, a little moth, separated from the group. And it was at that moment that a bird swooped down and dragged it into the night. Because at their very heart, every predator is a coward. And they don't pick fights that they don't think they can win. So they want to isolate us because it's the lonely animal that dies. I'm not gonna fucking die, Nathan. I'm not gonna let them win. So, I think you should ask me out for coffee. I know we should have a lot of fun.
Oh, I really thought you were about to say that we didn't. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna hold on. Sorry, just like 1 second. He has to sprint to go do a lap around the parking lot real quick.
Fantastic. Sean, you're talking to Tets Falcone, and as soon as you mentioned the harmony, he instinctively covers a tattoo on his arm with his hand. But you saw the tattoo before, though you didn't make any particular note of it. But the tattoo is your clue. The tattoo I just had it, hold on. Is of a moon with 3 stars, lines extending from each point. Here's the complication. As soon as Tets sees you looking at his tattoo, and realizing he has done a bad job of hiding this from you, he says, "Hey," and he gets really close to you. And he's like, I'm I'm a little I don't know, I'm kind of, what are you doing right now?"
Sean's just going to kind of stare at him and just, you can't be serious. You're not that. No, dude. No.
He's like, "No, come on, it'll be cool." Like, and you'll be able to say, "I fucked Tets Falcone."
I think there's a moment where Sean is clearly considering, and then he just, no, no, go do your yoga, whatever you do.
And he just like, he kind of looks a little dejected and then sits down on the edge of the bed. And he's like, "I don't know anything about the harmony."
Yeah, I absolutely believe that.
What do you leave?
I think, yeah, he's gonna start backing toward the door.
Nice. Topher, where did you go searching? What part of the spa was it? Like the treatment center, the conservatory, just the grounds, any particular guest rooms, the dining plaza? Where were you headed?
I feel like what makes the most sense, at least in Topher's head, is to like sit and like stake out the center of the universe to watch for any weird cult members trying to do cult stuff there.
Yeah, the center of the universe. It's like being on Mars. That's our short paved hike that takes you to a circular outcropping. That's where the TV and VCR was. So you're just there already. So you're just keeping an eye out. Okay, I'm into that. And because of your strange circumstance, I think you see things a little differently than other people do. One thing you're going to notice, though, that, well, probably anybody would notice this, but you are, yeah. One thing you're going to notice, I said last time we were here that there are at the center of the universe um like these sort of weird, like kind of pillars, kind of like these thin pillars that play audio from sacred sites all over the world, kind of pumping into this space. You're going to notice that as the sun comes over the horizon, the shadows of the pillars are going the wrong way. That's your clue. I do owe you a bit of a complication on the clue, though. And I think the complication has to do with the fact that you are marked by the harmony. Someone comes out to the center of the universe. You don't recognize them. They're wearing a cowl and a robe, so you can't make out who they are. But they go to the TV. It's not plugged in, but it works, like some TVs do in this setting. But they put a tape in the VCR. They put a tape in the VCR and they begin pressing a button, and you can hear the whirring of the tape. You are being pulled into the tape. You can feel it. You can feel your existence being subsumed by this blank tape. What do you do?
I think that Topher starts kind of panicking, and I think that Mr. W is the one that actually does something because Topher is too busy freaking the hell out. But
Yeah.
Mr. W recognizes this and realizes, oh, this person's trying to hurt my person.
Mhm.
And so the ghost dog is going to try and ghost jump this weird guy.
I like it. This is going to be the day move. What do you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
Well, that Topher's going to be in a new Odyssey tape.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. I'm going to put you at disadvantage because of marked by the harmony. But is Mr. W markable?
He is.
You can
I get to unmark him after I use it too.
Oh yeah, you always get to do it. Yeah. So you can roll flat dice then, 2d6 plus composure.
All right. My composure is 1. 11.
Nice. Mr. W doesn't appear physically, doesn't even like actually bite the guy, but affects the situation enough to get the guy to stop and to back off in fear. So what does this look like?
I think that like just bite marks from dog teeth start appearing on the VCR like rapidly, and it looks like this dog or whatever is intent on destroying it until the person backs off and stops messing with it.
They turn and quickly run back down the path. At this point, you all have 10 clues on convergence, which I think is plenty to answer one of these questions. Let's take a 10-minute break so you all can confer about what you think is happening, which of these questions you want to answer, what kind of confrontation or lack of confrontation are we going to have with the harmony, and we'll come back and we'll do that. So see you in 10. So as we noted on off mic, we can't use a couple of these clues because we have not had a chance to narrate them into an Odyssey tape. They are interesting context for the mystery still, but they're just not mechanically useful, sadly, because Topher found them. And so let's go ahead and let's hear it. I've heard you all have a really great answer for the first question. Which person at Converge has been marked for sacrifice?
Shall I? Surprise, it's Topher.
It's Topher. Oh, interesting. Did not see that coming.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. So what's the justification here?
So the music box rendition of Every Breath You Take that was at the center of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
The last key of the child that I marked had Topher in their last foster home with an argument going on, but all the other kids in that foster home were blaring music to drown out the screams.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the song was playing directly from the room next to theirs when they left.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The Walkman with the beating heart is like they're trying to effectively combine technology and flesh in some sort of way to make their ritual go off. And as far as like the pulling things and people from the chromatic desert, that is, you got to be able to fucking grab Topher somehow.
Yeah. Okay. Like that.
The tattoo of the moon with 3 stars is sort of the cult's like symbol, are these 3 stars that are converging in on one another, because in the chromatic desert, the skyline is similar to that without the chromatic desert, but sometimes the stars will align in the chromatic desert with the real ones. So that's what this whole thing is going on.
Okay.
More
okay,
specifically, just so we can make sure that this is conveyed, The 3 stars over the moon in the chromatic desert, the convergence of them is they don't align over the moon, they align in front of the moon, like the light coming through a projector lens. Also, specifically like the TV Odyssey logo with the starburst, where there's the starburst coming out of the O. That's the logo of the cult.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Of when the
Intriguing.
convergence happens, it's the alignment between the chromatic desert and the other side, and yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is all connected to the chromatic desert. This is all okay. This is really interesting. Okay, good. We're up to 4 clues so far. So what about these other clues?
So the wood carving of the hand with the first 2 fingers and the thumb touching as if they're holding something. The hand is empty in the real space, but in the chromatic desert, it's holding a projector remote.
Oh.
And again, it's
Okay.
those three points of contact again. So it's also that double meaning of the cult symbol.
Okay,
Um,
intriguing. Yeah. Oh, because the 2
the
fingers and the thumb. Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
good. Yeah.
the bread loaf scorned with runes and the shuffle icon is because Tetz is basically the leader of this, and
Oh.
this bread is my 6 songs, and your soul, boy howdy, plug those headphones into that slice of bread.
Oh, intriguing. Okay.
So it's like a whole analog to other religions and cults and stuff that he's just trying to play up.
LimeWire
Effectively.
communion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's so intriguing. Okay.
The surgery scars, I don't remember.
Surgery Scars Prayer Beads is just signs that the cult has been experimenting with drawing essences from the chromatic desert and like imbuing it into objects and then incorporating them into their flesh. Similar to
Oh.
how like it's with the Walkman with the beating heart inside of it. They imbue flesh and material objects with energy from the chromatic desert for their own purposes.
Okay, intriguing. I'm into this. What about the Where's Waldo book?
Waldo is Topher wearing Waldo's outfit.
Nice. Okay, good. I love it. Okay, so we probably should have reviewed the clues for people watching the video, but basically the clues were this music box rendition of Every Breath You Take being played at the center of the universe, which is a location in the retreat. A bread loaf scored with runes and a shuffle icon. Andy's Walkman has a beating heart inside of it. That was a very bizarre thing. Surgery scars with prayer beads in the stitching. I can't remember which character that was, but there was some person staying there had that. Tweeter D has a machine that can pull things and people from the chromatic desert. That seems like the really big clue here. There is the wood carving of the hand, the first 2 fingers and thumb touching as if holding something. The Where's Waldo book with Waldo in an alien rave. And Tetz has this like particular tattoo that is also like a pretty big clue about what's going on here. So ultimately what this all boils down to is the convergence. What they're trying to do is they are trying to draw energy from the chromatic desert, fundamentally draw energy and it sounds like people. Maybe they have been trying to, I mean, honestly, maybe this whole like weekend getaway was just a lure to get Topher there so that they could draw Topher out. It does explain some of the things we've seen happen, particularly like the tape, like trying to capture Topher on the tape. I think really like strongly implicates this. So this is really intriguing. So most of the clues just are essentially like showing that the harmony is all about like fusing flesh and technology, and Topher is, if they can draw Topher forth, this is like the living embodiment of this idea, right? Somebody who has been both flesh and also been in the chromatic desert, been on the
So I
other
think
side.
also part of the idea that we talked about is that like excuse me, they've clearly been like experimenting with the chromatic desert before, but Topher is unique in that people don't forget about them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something different going on with Topher in the chromatic desert as well. So that's probably like part of the reason why they want them in specific.
I like it. I think it's really weird and intriguing. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think all of the clues are well accounted for. It would be a +2 on the roll. Who wants to roll it?
Yeah. I got it.
Let's see how you do.
11.
Correct. You can resolve the mystery by getting that person safely out of the Harmony's reach. However, the Harmony will be an ongoing danger. It could be as simple as you all leave.
Yeah.
Is that it? I mean, you all just get on the shuttle and go. We're like,
I
"Yeah,
think
we're
I
out
think
here."
well there's a little bit additional maybe context needed for getting Topher out of the cult's reach might involve actually needing, because like they were trying to get over them onto that tape. Well, I'd be like, actually, there's an idea. We should probably move Topher to something that keeps them out of like, so
Oh.
because the Harmony's been fucking with Topher a lot. We need to do something to like buy Topher additional time so they can like not be fucked with by the cult. So like maybe like move them over to like something that is not, I don't know, like maybe there's something in there that we can do.
Maybe we gotta smash their TV.
Oh, go destroy the TV in the center of the universe. Maybe that's a like a focal point.
Because the person was also really freaked out when Mr. W started trying to destroy it.
Yeah, and there was the even though we can't use it mechanically, the context of the shadows of those pillars in the center of the desert going in the wrong direction. They all point towards, they all point away. The light source is the TV stand, which is like the direct connection the cult has to the other side, to the chromatic desert. So if we just destroy their TV, maybe it'll buy Topher enough time, it'll buy us enough time to like get out, and they won't be able to do anything with Topher for a while.
Yeah, I think it's a really intriguing idea. I think no matter what, because you rolled so well, you're on because your answers because you rolled well on answer a question, you'll be able to do this pretty straightforwardly. It doesn't mean that the cult might strike back at a later time. They might be it sounds like, especially if they are particularly attuned to wanting the power of the chromatic desert or whatever is on the other side of the signal, they're probably going to be a big problem during the final resolution of the campaign.
That's why we did that. Yeah.
So that is basically what you're essentially doing is just putting off a problem like for later, essentially. You're just kind of pushing it aside for now, and hoping it doesn't come back and bite you later. I'm almost certain it will. Okay. Seems straightforward enough. I don't even know if you have to do anything special apart from just like you go smash the TV, you all leave. Topher, you can't basically go back. I mean, it could be enough of just Topher knowing I have to get out of here. I have to leave this place. I cannot be within there. Fundamentally, you just realize this was a trap, essentially, right? And you are stepping out of the trap.
Yeah.
So that just leaves your night phase then, really. We can go to the dusk and figure out what our night phase is going to look like here. Take a look at the dusk phase. I like it though; it's really good. Are you going to be watching a tape?
I'd like to. It's been a while.
Becker Street, or I think
Escondido
Street is still available.
Ambrose's bus is Geraldine's bus is like parked in front of our house too.
Bus is there. Yeah.
Why do we want to watch an Odyssey tape right away?
Because Steph do. It's been a while.
We do have to end the campaign at some point, so
but
also that.
Do we? I don't know. Like, I mean, like I'm torn because, like, on the one hand, like, yeah, it's fun to do Odyssey tapes. On the other hand, it's also like would be really cool
think
to
also
get, like,
in character, given the connection between the Harmony and TV Odyssey. I think Topher would be invested in figuring it out more now. Like, even beyond the fact that this is what they've been here to do.
Yeah.
And even now, probably it gives them, like, specifically, it gives Topher enough motivation to be like, okay, yeah, the big man has been warning us not to, but I am so very deeply involved that I can't not. I think that just makes sense.
I will abstain from an opinion. I will let other people have say so in this.
I'm opting towards no, but like, I mean, if we do want to watch it, I'm not.
Well, if you're not going to watch it, I
anything,
just need to know what you're all going to do during the night.
Yeah,
phase.
that's so
Right.
okay. I will decide mine once Ben decides his.
I think so. We met some really interesting characters in the dream, and then we kind of left. And I'd love to get back to that. We met Florida Jackson and Chuco Churros.
Oh my god, yeah.
We don't know if
No
we
tape.
have any clues on like I'm
There's
this
also-
clue situation with the dream. I don't know what's going on there.
We are
Well,
so
that
good at
could
collecting
also mean
clues.
that we could use we
No
could kind
honesty
of have
tape.
like a little no, hey, hold on. It could be like a journey scene type beat where we're all on Geraldine's bus going back to La Fresca watching a tape.
No
I mean,
tape.
also either way, we're not likely to try and answer the question there today.
Yeah.
Anyway, so getting more clues, regardless of how many we have, won't hurt.
Well, if you had some and they just didn't get written down. I don't want to duplicate them. Yeah.
The thing is that we are so good about writing clues down that I'm like surprised by the idea that
well,
we
I am
didn't write
too.
it
Yeah, it's really
down.
weird that you did.
I do genuinely think that we didn't get any, because I do remember, like, as Steph
lot
said,
of bad rolls.
Mike, a lot of bad rolls, and also just like very like action packed. Like I remember quite some like day moves, but I don't think that we actually did a lot of investigating.
I'm looking at the list of clues for the dream and I'm like, I don't
none of
remember
them are familiar,
any of
yeah.
these
Yeah.
coming up at any point. I truly believe we just did not get a single clue on.
But you
on
did
the
go.
dream.
You did go to White Spray. You did go to all these places. You just
Mhm.
haven't found anything yet.
We just have had bad rolls and big
Mm.
drama that kept drawing our attention away.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, then we can definitely. I'm trying to look in La Fresca. In La Fresca, all you managed to really do is just go to the grocery store, right? I don't think. Did you also make it up to the old La Fresca Foods offices?
We
La
got
Fresca?
to Sean got
We
to
got to the meat packing
outside of
plant.
it. And that's where we met Chuco and Florida. They were coming out of it when Sean was trying to break in, and Sean ended up going with them instead.
But to the old La Fresca Food offices, or the one in White Spray, which is the new one?
It was the new one.
Okay.
Pretty sure Sean like got under the fence or something,
Right,
and then they
okay.
were running out.
But you haven't actually like gone in there yet.
No.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Okay.
We could also, I don't know if that helps or makes it worse, but we could also do the threshold question for the whisper. I have an idea for that, and then I don't know, maybe depending on how that roll goes, there are consequences that we need to deal with during the night.
That's true too. Yeah. I mean, you do have a lot of clues on the whisper.
Mhm.
And the question is pretty straightforward. Is it a supernatural thing, or is it some kind of man-made situation? If you think you have a good theory, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, my answer is it's a supernatural thing, and it's like leaking from the great hungers, but we're taking hunger here symbolically, not hunger for food, but like lust is also very often described as hungering for someone, right?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because we have the Garrett and David affair. We
Yeah.
have Peggy Keene hungering for the hot young
Oh,
men.
good.
We
Yeah.
have Peggy Keene and Joey hungering for each other
Mhm.
once again. We have the Ed Regelski who had the TV Odyssey, which might be where it's like leaking from, or like that kind of implies
yeah.
this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
As someone who's played Control, it's a resonant artifact. It's an object of power. It's got
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's actually
And then
it's a pretty good answer actually, because in some sense, it's almost like you all had to experience the Night of the Bone Wolves to put this together, right?
To
You're
realize it,
oh, the
yeah.
whisper is just another great hunger, but it's a different kind of hunger, great hunger.
Mhm.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that.
And
Yeah,
I
that's
was
good.
also going to add, if we want one more clue, the fact that it was Ashley specifically who was wiretapped. I think the wiretapping is like a little bit of a red herring almost, because that implies like technology. But I think the fact that it was Ashley who at this point has very often been sort of like implied in more hunger like situations. That is the point of it.
I just had a wild idea. Like oh my god, the idea that like, because it's like it's affairs. So we have Garrett Downs, David Trung. They have an affair. Peggy's pining. Yeah, an affair. It's affairs all the way down. This is in the TV Odyssey. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this because this is kind of mind blowing. It's like, so Peggy's pining after people, and usually when you're pining after people, you're doing a lot of perceiving. You know, you look at people, you're just kind of like looking at them from afar. When you are having an affair, you're doing it out of sight. You know, you're trying to like be not perceived. But what the whisper does is it reveals, you know, the truths about people, much like being filmed would be, and like the way that as like an audience watching television, you would be like, you're watching the screen, you're seeing things, and maybe not necessarily even the characters would be understanding what. And if the whisper is some type of great hunger, whereas like, or like some similar entity, it's like, what if the cameras of TV Odyssey contained this thing? And that's because it is literally the thing that perceives. It is the focal point of sees all things and communicates it to the audience. That's kind of the supernatural infestation. It's literally like, you know, am I making sense? Like, I'm trying to like make sure I'm getting this across.
Kind of.
What I'm trying to say is like
I'm following.
the great hunger or whatever it is. It was about like, it was directly, the reason why it was connected to TV Odyssey is because maybe it was connected to the fucking technology of TV Odyssey. Like, this was how the cameras operated, was with this thing.
I mean, I think it could be as simple as saying, like, there's clearly a connection between the Great Hungers and whatever happened to TV Odyssey. Like, clearly, that much is we very much are is a thing. The harmony is connected to TV Odyssey now. Like, it's all funneling towards TV Odyssey, which is appropriate considering that the campaign's getting ready to come to an end, presumably. And so really, in some sense, it's kind of like just saying, here's just more of the problem that TV Odyssey created. Here's another great hunger, and we only know that now because we've had to fight for other ones, you know. And here's one that works a little differently. And I do like Ashley's idea of like, it's a hunger, but it's a lust, it's a hunger, it's a physical, carnal, like sexual hunger rather than like a literal ravenous feeding type hunger. It definitely fits the themes really, really nicely. I'm super into it. I also like the fact that Ashley, I even like the Ashley connection. I think that's really intriguing because of what we have seen and know about Ashley and Ashley's past. And so I think it's great. It's a +1. I think you should go ahead and roll it, Ash, and see how it goes.
All right, let's see. It's a 7.
You are correct, and you now have unlocked the following question. If it's a supernatural infestation, how can it be cleansed from the street? Resolve the mystery by locating the first house it infected and then exorcising it from the neighborhood entirely. So and that's complexity 4. You have one clue for it, the porcelain doll with a circuit board and blinking red lights inside of it. And yeah, that's good progress made.
And that will immediately be what Ashley is doing in the night if we're not watching a tape. She is going to find that house. Because we also established that she lived there, but like that house, we hadn't found it quite yet. So yeah,
Nathan's going with her.
Okay, so 2 folks going to the Whisper. I like that. I can implement the new rules of the game and say you could be watching a tape while doing this. That's also an option.
Gonna say hard pass, Chief.
And so, what's everybody else doing then?
I would like to have a scene at some point, not even necessarily a nostalgic scene, because I don't know that we'd be able to clear any of our conditions, but a scene with Sean and Topher feels pretty overdue.
I'm game for that. Maybe if Sean is going to meet up with Florida Jackson, maybe on the way.
Yeah, do you have an appointment with Miss Jackson at this time? Is that what's going on here?
I haven't reached out to her receptionist, but when Sean encountered her, it was very much like they were investigating what's going on with the dream. Sean has a vested interest there. I think he would want to try and pool resources there, see what we can
Right.
accomplish.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. She might be open to that. In any case, you can have a meeting with her. I think that sounds good. Um,
Real quick before I forget, in the scene between Ashley and Nathan, I did manage to make that sort of a nostalgia move by getting my "What Takes You Back" in there.
oh, okay. Yeah. What is
And
your
I
what takes you back?
The walking back home when the street lights were
Oh, yeah.
flickering, and she
Okay.
described like when she was walking, she saw the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, no, yeah, I'm into it. Do you think you cleared a condition then?
Yeah, I in the chat I said I'm going to clear marked by Joey Keane because the best thing against a creep is a boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
We all
Oh,
know
okay.
Uh,
this.
Oh, yeah.
and I
Very
said,
good.
I think Nathan clears marked by Mr. Big Bad because of what Ashley was saying about all predators being cowards.
Oh, nice. Good. Yeah, I like
and
that.
I did, because of her move, take feeling good as a condition as well, so I can clear that for advantage, because honestly it makes sense given the fact that reconciliation.
Well, then, Nathan, you get to also stumble on a clue as well if you want. So, it can be
Yeah,
for
that's right.
it can be for the dream or for the whisper, I suppose.
It's a very good point. I need to think about that.
Yeah, be thinking about it. Okay, so Sean's gonna have a meeting with Flo Jackson. I'm cool having a scene like that. Topher, then how are you gonna interact with Sean?
I think that Topher is kind of like still trying to figure out what Sean's whole deal is because Topher wasn't in the Chromatic Desert when Sean went in, so everyone forgot Sean. But then Topher went back in before Nathan did, so he's the only one that everyone forgot. So I think Topher's a little confused and curious about what his whole deal is. So they're just going to kind of tag along and do their regular weird voyeuristic ghost thing, I guess.
I like it. That works for me. Okay. So I think we have our scenes pretty well established what we're going to be doing. Ashley, so you're heading back to Playa Morado. Nathan, you're heading to Playa Morado. Sean, you are going to meet with Flo Jackson. Um, we don't have to like figure out how you all came to be in contact with each other, but we'll just put you in La Fresca. And it sounds like Topher is with you, even though you cannot see them. So that all sounds pretty good. Let's take a 5-minute break and we'll come back or take a 5-minute break so I can think about scenes and then we'll come back and do it. The day phase belongs to you, but the night phase belongs to me. And since the night phase belongs to me, and you're all just wandering about, I'm going latchkey hunting. So let's hunt some latchkeys. La Fresca. I think when you arrive, Sean, La Fresca is changed. It's nighttime. You don't see a lot of people around. You don't see a lot of businesses open. Up ahead, you do see the sort of blue sodium light glow of the coffee shop you've agreed to meet Flo Jackson in. Topher, you're there as well, in your way. I would like to paint the scene, everyone. Looking around, what evidence is there that the social order is breaking down in La Fresca?
The town hall of La Fresca has like buckets of white paint have been like spilled down its front facade, dripping down with white, and all the edifices of like the statues of like public works are being splashed with white paint.
There are overturned cars in the street, including one that I'm reasonably sure is the deputy's car that Sean had ridden in before.
Renita Torres, yeah.
I think that there's a group of people who are standing just outside of city limits at all times, digging an enormous pit.
Getting positively Mad Max in La Fresca.
I think as you walk on the street, you feel something under your foot. And when you look, it's a wallet. All money is still in there, all cards are still in there. And when you start looking around, there's just wallets, discarded, lost, just lying around.
Sean, you see a woman stumbling toward you from an alley. She looks quite disheveled, and she has a stumbling, jerky gait.
I think Sean's bent over picking up one of those wallets, looking through, considering for a moment, and he'll take like $2 out of it
Yeah.
and then put it down, and that's when he notices the woman.
She says, I know you have some. I know you have some. Give it to me. Give it to me. I have to have more. I need it. As she stumbles towards you, you notice she has little trickles of white fluid coming out of her tear ducts and from the corners of her mouth and from her ears. The dream. Give me the dream. And she lunges for you. What do you do?
Wow. I think Sean is going to. Oh man, it's been a while since I've been in Sean's head. He'll have tried to back away, but seeing that there's no escape there, he's going to, I think, just try and knock her away with his hands, his fists.
Let's do the night move. What do you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
He's going to get bitten and injected with the dream plague.
Indeed. It's worse than that. You'll just become another shambling dream zombie, or dream zombie to be. Go ahead and roll with vitality. Yeah, vitality. At least it's your good stat.
It is, and that's an 11.
Nice. Go ahead and describe how you dispatch this woman.
I think he takes a couple steps back and says, I haven't got anything for you, lady. Just stay back. And when she won't, he's just, I warned you. And he's gonna just kind of step forward and give her a real firm shove with in the shoulders.
She falls back. She kind of whimpers as she scampers away. And Topher, I think you can see parts of La Fresca that Sean can't see. You can zip between, between cell phone towers or, transmitters or whatever, and you can kind of see things. You can see people all around La Fresca stumbling around like this. And some people are in what I'll describe as a more advanced state where they actually have white fluid sort of pumping out of their mouths and dribbling down to the ground. And they're all kind of converging on Sean's position. Dozens of people. What do you do?
So Sean is remind me, he's walking down one of the streets toward like
A coffee shop
a
to
coffee
meet
shop,
Flo.
correct?
Yeah.
So I think that they're maybe he's like in front of the windows to the coffee shop, and if he looks inside, he sees on the the menu screens, there's no items, it's just Topher. And I don't think he'd be able to hear it because he's not inside the coffee shop, but clearly mouthing run.
Nice. I love it. Let's do the night move. What do you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
That Sean isn't going to get the full idea of just how bad this is, and he's not going to escape fast enough, really.
I think it's worse than that. Um, you will have to find a way to help Sean survive. You will have to find a way to physically affect the situation. Let's roll with composure. Regular dice, though.
All right. I don't think I want to mark anything here. 7.
Good. We'll come back to this. Ashley and Nathan, you're heading to Playa Morado. As you all walk up the single street of Playa Morado, these houses which exist in the middle of, they're just surrounded by empty dirt tracks, right? It's the only developed part of this part of the city. Let's paint the scene as you're walking up the street. How can you tell that the whisper I'll rephrase that. Everyone, how can we tell that the people of Playa Morado are plunged into carnal desire, fulfilling the whisper's needs and urges? What do we see in the windows? What do we see in the lawns? What do we hear?
Gee, are you asking for a specific answer there, Jason?
I'm just asking for an answer.
None of us want to be the first one to say it.
I'll go. I'll go. I'll make mine fairly timid, so y'all can really take us home. I think we see in like one of the yards, um, like a nighttime barbecue thing going on, or like marshmallows over a campfire, and we see it's like unclear from here who it is, but they're like dripping the molten marshmallow like over their fingers and are very clearly like feeding it to someone who's just like very loudly slurping it off their fingers in this other person's mouth.
Looking in one of the house windows, we see a woman that I can't remember if it was just Sean who met her, but wearing a floral muumuu dress.
Oh, bunny.
And
Yeah.
she is reaching into this bowl of what looks like hamburger and just stuffing her face with it. And if you look really carefully, you can see a cat's tail hanging out the side of the bowl.
Bunny, how could you?
I think that there is a house that is absolutely covered in whipped cream, chocolate sauce, and syrup.
On the outside?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a signal from the other side. I'm just looking at my list of Odyssey tapes for mine. Because I want to echo something from a tape, which is which tape? I'll do Neighborly Living. Why not? It's simple enough. We see that like there are some people like out screaming, like running around, yelling at others to stop, or yelling insults at one another. And we see like Garrett Downs like just like spikes a can of tomato sauce at like Peggy Keene's head at one point, and just like yelling and confronting each other in the street.
Things are getting pretty intense at Playa Morado and in La Fresca. Things are falling apart as the veil between the worlds it falls apart and becomes thinner. Ashley, you wanted to come here. What do you do? Where do you go?
Yeah, I think she's just knowing that she might be connected to it. I think she's just trying to figure out like what house, which one used to be hers. Because I don't think that she like fully remembers because she was fairly young when they moved to the cult thingy in the forest. But she's like trying to find out where it might have started.
I think yours is One Mahogany Place, which is the model home. It is. Do you go in there? You can see it.
Yep.
It's yeah.
She'll go there.
It's immaculately tidy and well organized. Plastic plants and fake fruit on display. A very faint coating of dust on everything. A VCR projector and screen are set up, showing promotional videos. And it's actually dark when you walk in, but that projector is on. And so there's this big projection of a woman wearing like a sort of like 1940s Christian Dior housewife dress, and she's saying, "Welcome to Playa Morado. Here in Playa Morado, all your dreams will come true. This is the very pinnacle of modern living. You too can live in the lap of luxury, but at only half the price. Let's take a look, shall we?" And then the video moves through the house as you're moving through the house. Let's paint the scene, everyone.
Ooh.
This place is intended to represent the ideal state of a home in Playa Morado, but this is undermined by cheap furniture and lifeless decorations. What items are on display that appear to be part of a normal home, and what about them feels shallow or meaningless?
I mean, all of the like photographs are just like, where there would be like, oh, a framed portrait of a family or just like something, worth of sentimental value. It's all like either like all just like landscape shots or it's all just like photography. Like it's not like stock photos of random families. It's just like it's like in the room where it's like, and there's just photos of spoons or landscapes. There's no family life here.
As the camera passes past a bookshelf, you can tell by the way the light hits everything that the books are all just like flat cardboard boxes, but instead of titles, even if they were random or lorem ipsum, they all just have barcodes on them.
I think the couch has like a live, laugh, love pillow. But you can see like the plastic is still like inside the pillow, like nobody actually has ever used this. It still like has a weird, almost vacuumed look, and nobody's ever sat in this couch.
The pantry is full of like name brand snacks, not a single store brand or anything else. It's all very branded and pointed directly outside so that you can see each and every brand on each and every piece of food.
It's 2004, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, Nathan's like walking around here with Ashley, like flashlight clicked out, and just goes, "This place is uncannily like the house in that new show Arrested Development." Did you watch that?
It is indeed,
Yeah.
yeah. The woman in the projection looks at you, Nathan, and says, You know she doesn't really care about you, right? She's going to forget you when this is all over. I would like for you to make the night move. What are you afraid is going to happen if you lose your composure here, Nathan?
I'm afraid that this place is a trap.
It's worse than that. Boy, how is it worse than that?
How? Yes, how?
It is indeed. Um, hmm. It is a trap, and you will have stumbled into the trap. And it's worse than that because I will make an offer of experience points to Ashley to be part of the trap.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. What am I rolling plus?
Yeah, you can turn around and leave, or you can roll with composure.
I'll roll with composure. Do I have disadvantage from person of interest?
No, I don't think so. You can
Okay.
roll regular dice. Yeah.
And in that case, I will go ahead and clear feeling good now because she asked me out earlier. Fuck you. I'll get advantage.
Very good. So that's from the move. So you get from Ash's move. I
Love that
So you get
move.
advantage. Let's see what you got.
Oh, wow. That's not great, but not terrible. I mean, it's an 8.
How are you feeling?
Honestly, tired. It's like after all this bullshit, it's like it comes down to just like pettily trying to get under my skin. Like we went from Nathan had the escalation of like I kept getting teleported to a backstage where the director was trying to murder me, and now you're just telling me that my crush isn't into me. Like really, the stakes have fallen for the other side. He's just tired.
Take a condition, tired, but otherwise you can just brush off that.
Yeah, just ignores it. He like just kind of like walks past it, like
the
uncaring.
Whisper's attempt to get at you. Yeah, good. Let's check back in with Sean and Topher. Sean, you'll be able to respond. You'll see Topher saying "run." You actually don't see Flo or anyone, but just a couple of workers inside the coffee shop. What do you do?
Not seeing Flo and seeing that warning, I think he's gonna pause for a minute and just kind of like point in both directions, try to figure out like run where.
The direction, whichever direction is out of town.
I'll help you out. You hear a rumble of a car, a big black muscle car that is being beset by a number of people, slamming their fists on the windows, trying to get at it. You see Flo behind the driver's wheel trying to shake these people off, but she's getting overwhelmed. What do you do?
I think Sean is going to try and draw their attention and then kind of run through an alley, circle around, and hopefully get to Flo's car before the zombies catch up.
Yeah, let's do the night move. What are you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
I'm not going to be fast enough, and they're going to overwhelm me.
Yeah, I think it's worse than that. They will tear you open trying to find the dream you're hiding inside your body. Please go ahead, and if you wish to continue, roll with, it's going to be with vitality still, which is still your good stat.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's 13.
Nice, good. Your bonus is going to be that you'll be able to get into the car with Flo, and she actually came to pick you up because she's got a lead. And so no coffee date, obviously not now that you're both here and see the state of this place. But give me the scene.
I think Sean is going to very quickly kind of get an idea of what's going on here, and he's going to just run along the sidewalk a little bit, and he's going to just kind of like just arch his back a little and pat his belly and say, good, come get the dream, come on. And just dart into the alley and circle around behind the coffee shop, darting past all the bins and then come back out behind Flo's car.
Nice, good. I love it. Out of character, I can't remember. Have you all gone to the old La Fresca Foods offices in Deep Lake?
No,
Or in La Fresca, rather?
we have not.
You have not. Okay, good. All right, that helps me a lot. You get inside, and Flo, she's there. She's got her black Pulp Fiction suit on, and she's like, "God damn, what?" She's like, "Get in." Did you know this place was like this when you said you wanted to meet at this coffee shop?
No, fuck, I wouldn't have come.
Haven't you ever heard of reconnaissance?
Yeah,
Why didn't you do it?
because I was busy trying to not get killed by a different cult. Can we just drive?
She slams her foot on the gas and just like peels out. She knocks a few people off the hood, and she's like, "God damn." And once she gets a minute to breathe, she's like, "Oh, my fee is definitely going up, way, way up after this."
You get paid for this?
Yes, I get paid, but do you think what do you think I'm out here doing?
Why don't we get paid for? Okay, so where are we going?
She's like, "Oh, we're going somewhere where I think we might find some answers. Is that okay with you?"
No, that's great. I want fucking answers. We got to fix this shit.
Right. She says, "Look, I work for a group of people who hired me to come look into the dream. Competitors of La Fresca Foods. I'm here undertaking what some people might refer to as corporate espionage. I don't necessarily like that term, but it is what it is. I did not expect to find all of this."
Yeah, no, I bet. Okay, so who are you espionaging? Sabotage, whatever.
I cannot reveal that information at this time to you. However, if I want to get paid by said people, I've got to figure out what the deal is with the dream.
Right. I actually have a sample back in Deep Lake, if that's handy.
Oh yes, very, very handy, because there's not tons of this stuff floating around right now.
Well, I mean, it hasn't passed through someone's system, so Did you see? They're crying the stuff.
She's like, "Just hold tight." And she like really puts her foot on the gas and just like flies down, down this like kind of narrow little wooded road. And you're going to the old La Fresca Foods offices. She turns on the radio while she's going down the road, trying to tune in something to take her mind off things. Topher, this is a good opportunity for you to communicate with the group if you wish.
I think that it sort of tunes into like a late night weather broadcast. And Topher says, "Good evening, Deep Lake. Tonight we have highs of zombies crying white shit with lows of people driving around
Flo says,
trying to
"God
figure
damn
it
it."
out."
She turns it off.
No, wait. And Sean's going to turn it on. That's Topher.
Who?
Sorry, I thought it would be funny. I guess probably not. Hi, my name's Topher. I live in your radio now.
Okay, what? So you have like a friend at the radio station? Is that what's going on?
No,
here?
no. I can
Well, you
hear
need to
you.
tell people she can hear us. They can hear us.
I'm in your radio. I am your radio as of this moment.
Yeah, you get used to it. Don't think on it too hard.
There is a whole horde converging on where you just were. I have no idea how or why they decided that they must have been able to like smell you from miles away or something.
I knew those edibles were a bad idea.
You're doing
And yet
this
here we
shit
are.
on edibles?
And yet here we are. okay, I don't have time for whatever this is.
It's a long story anyway, but the important thing is, thanks Topher for the warning. And also, what do we do? How do we stop this? How do we, I don't know, wake people up?
I'm unclear. My best guess is that maybe it has something to do with everything else that's been going on lately. Uh,
Topher, you can take a
I don't
meddling
know.
move since you were kind of scoping out the town more broadly earlier.
All right.
Uh,
With sensitivity?
yeah, I like sensitivity.
Awesome.
Get a clue for the dream finally, hopefully. Apparently.
9.
9. Okay, we'll come back to this. So Ashley, you're looking around the house. What are you specifically doing?
So I think the house burnt like partially down, right? So this is probably like built over.
I think they built like the model home over whatever used to
Yeah,
be
exactly.
here. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if they have to sell it, maybe they would have to disclose through some stuff. But
Yeah,
I
I think
think that
you
it's
probably
like,
lived here before it was like Playa Morado or whatever,
mhm.
right? Yeah.
But I think that like layout wise, it is sort of like her home, and I think she just starts retracing the steps of that final night where her mother snapped and tried to kill her, and she killed her mother in self-defense, and she's kind of just going through the steps.
I like it. Take meddling move with composure.
A 7.
Okay. And what are you doing, Nathan, now that you've brushed the whisper off?
I haven't done this in a while. Almost forgot that I had this as a move. Have sight beyond sight. I meant to ask this, like, I guess I'll do it now if that's okay. Like, what is about to happen and why?
Oh, well, the whisper's about to make contact with Ashley
Gotcha.
because the whisper sees in Ashley a fellow traveler, so to speak.
Okay. Since this is a model home, does this look like the kind of place that has like an office? Like they usually have like the realtor will have like a setup in like these kind of model homes, like with like informational pamphlets or like other like real estate like
Oh
stuff
yeah,
in here.
definitely. Yeah, I like that. It's probably all
Um,
old, but yeah.
yeah, like he kind of wants to go like rifling through it. Maybe he like split off from Ashley and he's just kind of like rifling through like the desk and stuff to see if I can use that as justification for I'm doing research by like looking through things.
I'll take it. Yeah. I'll take it.
So I can like get some clues to
Yeah, I
help
like
like
it.
understand this place.
So you're trying to trigger your one of your moves, I guess.
Meddling move, yeah. Which meddling move, and then you never know.
You
What
never
you're
know what you're
gonna
gonna get. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
great. I love it. Go ahead and roll with reason and regular dice is fine.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. 7.
Okay. Let's give some of these clues out.
Figure we could use some.
Yeah. Well, you're doing okay on the whisper, but
Get more.
interesting,
Oh.
interesting. So you're
I'll get
looking
2
through all
clues.
these materials that are kind of set out, and I think there might even be like kind of like a couple of clipboards with like forms on them that you can fill out, like like with your personal information for inquiries and different things like that. There might even be a couple of binders showing like different, I don't know what you call it, in-house new house buying, but like trim levels, essentially, like different options for cabinets and and things like that, samples and whatnot. And you're looking through all this stuff, and hmm, you're looking through all this stuff, and there's really nothing of interest in this material. However, well, that's not true. You actually see the original, you find like a little map of the original intended layout of Playa Morado. It was never finished because they never finished building the development. But the original layout, and they're showing an overhead shot of it, was a Fibonacci spiral. That's your clue.
I get another clue as well because of the move.
Oh, you do indeed.
Mhm.
Furthermore, as you're walking around the house, you can feel vibrations under your feet. Ashley, what'd you get?
I had a 7.
7. And you were retracing your steps. I'm going to give you kind of an odd clue, but I think you'll be able to figure something out with it. The path you're taking exactly matches cigarette butts that have been discarded. That's your clue. And since you both got mid result, I'm going to kind of combine the complications here. I think you hear a voice over your shoulder. Nathan, what are you doing in here?
Nathan spins around.
You've never met her, but it's Bunny Suarez.
Ugh.
In her blue floral muumuu, her fuzzy cat slippers, tangled nest of curly hair, blood and meat smeared on her lower half of her mouth. You don't belong in here. Just to Nathan.
Oh boy. He kind of like jumps back a little bit. He's like, "What? It's a model home. They're publicly available to be walked into."
My goodness, look at you. Aren't you an interesting sort? And she's kind of strafing you at this point. And she's like, oh, yeah, really interesting. You don't have much meat on the bone, but you're handsome enough.
Ma'am, I'm gonna have to ask you to step back. You really don't want to,
She turns her
really-
head over her shoulder. What's that? He does. She looks back at you. Oh, I've just learned something about you, young man.
Oh yeah, what do you think you know about me?
Come a little closer and I'll whisper it in your ear.
Hey, do you know what the problem with not tending to your curls is?
She gives you a confused look.
It's that this is gonna kind of like really kind of hurt or at least be uncomfortable. It throws a lint roller at her hair and is gonna run away.
You have a lint roller.
Yeah.
It's
gonna get all tangled up in that.
in that mop. Good, I like it. This is definitely a night move with composure, but because of person of interest, I'm putting you at disadvantage. What are you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
I'm probably gonna like trip over my feet and she'll be able to like catch me.
Absolutely. It's worse than that. You are going to be the next thing on the menu.
Yeah, I'm gonna mark my collection of lint rollers.
Very good. I love it. Roll with 2d6 plus composure.
13.
Nice. I'll give you a clue as well on your way out. But think about what the scene looks like. Ashley, yours is a little different. You come around the corner, you're seeing these cigarette butts, fairly new, I would say. Like they're not like none of them are like glowing with embers or anything like that, but they haven't been here for decades. Like it's recently these cigarettes have been discarded along this path. As you come around the corner, you see a man in a beautiful, immaculate gray suit, but like old-fashioned, and a mauve necktie. His salt and pepper hair parted and slicked, and he's smoking a cigarette. He says, I was wondering how long it was going to take for you to return here.
Do I know you?
We're very well acquainted, though you might not remember me. I have certainly been keeping an eye on you. And here, here he says, I am lately able to go about unfettered. The wanderer has left this place. He has gone off to his garden where the monsters play, thereby giving me breathing room. I collect monsters too, but for an entirely different purpose. We'll cut there. I need a quick bio break, so let's take like a 3-minute break. Sean, Topher, Florida Jackson takes you to the old La Fresca Foods offices, the abandoned La Fresca Foods offices. We're going to just fast forward to you having broken in to the old building. Inside, there's moldering shag carpet, peeling walls revealing the pink insulation behind them. Marketing posters for long-forgotten La Fresca Foods products such as Sugar Pigs, Tummy Tumps, Abuela's brand Pan Dulces, Twinks, and more. Let's paint the scene. Something about this place reminds you of a horrible office job you once had. What is it?
There is a water cooler that still has like water in it, and it's getting a little brackish and foul looking. But it still bubbles occasionally, and it just like in that infuriating way. Because when Nathan worked an office job, he was like near right near the water thing, so he just heard that bubbling constantly. But it's like sickly now.
I think there is like a ruined or like a sun bleached motivational poster with like a cat on a tree that says like hang in there, or like the sky is the limit, like that kind of really cheesy, awful, inspirational stuff.
Motivational posters.
I think there's a stack of post-it notes before the moldy, dusty phone, and someone has scribbled a couple lines of today's greeting, and that just brings Sean back to at the first gym he worked at before he became a trainer, being the person that had to make those calls to report someone's bank that their credit card had failed, and just the hours spent talking to people who don't care when he didn't care.
I think that there are like sort of notes scattered around on a couple of desks for like a cross promotional like commercial to air on TV Odyssey, where you can see on the final word for each, or rather the final phrase on each of those memos says "watch more television," and the moment that Topher sees any of these, they just groan out loud. Maybe the rest of the people here can hear, maybe not. But they groan out loud because they remember having to make like a web like backend for something similar, for like a similar cross promotion of brands, something equally cheesy and draining.
Sean, you and Florida are in this office. There's no reason to speak quietly, but she is, just because of this dark environment. She's got a flashlight out. You both have flashlights, we'll say. She says, all right, well, this is where W. Atlas Morgenstern originally ran his business out of back in the 70s before he was forced to close it all down. I'm sure there's got to be something here that can tell us more about the origin of the dream.
Yeah. And Sean's going to look around for anything electronic, perhaps, that could still be turned on to try and get Topher in to give insight.
Nice, good. Interesting. There's probably like I'm sure there's probably like a phone jack and some phones. Even though the lines are dead, they still, like, you'll get the little like dead, boop, thing when you plug it in. Yeah. So maybe you could talk on the phone to Topher.
Yeah, I think Sean's going to look through the rifle through the desk, grab the phone, and go plug it in kind of a central area and hit the speakerphone button.
Nice. Topher, before that happens, you're in the space as well, but you're approached by a man in the space. He says, hey, good. I'm glad you finally made it. We need to get you over to makeup. Let's go. Come on.
Makeup.
Yeah,
I haven't worn any of that shit since I was like 13. What are you talking about?
Just come on. I don't. I don't mean like mascara, like Revlon, CoverGirl. I'm talking about special effects makeup. Hello.
I mean, all right. So I don't know what's going on, but I will follow along because that is a subject that intrigues me.
Okay, great. I'm happy you're intrigued. Will you please just come this way?
Yeah, man.
And
Come on, Mr. W.
He takes you to a back. He's like, who let this dog on set?
He's my emotional support animal.
Okay. So what do you think of this place, right? Pretty good, right? I mean, look at the details here. It's like straight out of the 80s.
Well, yeah, because I'm pretty sure it is.
This is a Rolodex. I haven't seen one of these in years.
It does make a pretty satisfying noise still, I must admit.
All right. So, okay. So dream zombies are back here. Come on. And he takes you and he points you at a room where there's a bunch of people who are having like sort of kind of milky plastic prosthetic applied to their face. He's like, so pick a number 1 to 10. How far gone do you want to be?
1.
What?
No.
1? Come on.
Why not 10? That sounds fun.
Okay, good. We're going to be here for a while. All right. We got a 10.
Okay.
Let's give him the 10 treatment. And this like incredibly bored like makeup person's like, come sit down.
Sure.
They've got just a big like bucket of like white goopy paste, that they're mixing up. And
I don't have to eat any of that, do I?
well, just be careful. Don't open your mouth too wide. And one person who's got like a whole face full of shit is like, I can't really breathe. And they're like, that's good. That means it's working as intended. Now get on out there, buddy. You're ready to be on set. And they're like hustling him off of there. Meanwhile, Sean, you cannot get Topher yet. You can maybe overhear little snatches of Topher, what Topher's saying. But you can go ahead and make a meddling move just for being in this space and poking around if you wish.
Yeah, I think after he's got the phone set up, he's going to start looking through the desks, see if there's anything that might be relevant.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll with composure. It's a creepy place.
8.
You get a clue. We'll get to the clue in a moment. But you hear Flo say, "Motherfucker, what is that?" And you see someone approaching you. Their face is covered with white goo, their ears and their mouth. And they're just like jerking around. Nathan, please describe how you dispatch Bunny Suarez.
Yes. Also, Jason, very nice sounding clicker you got there.
Dream clicker.
Yeah. So Nathan just like throws the lint roller through the air, and it just gets like caught right up in her nest of hair, and it kind of like yanks her head down, and so like she like pulls her head back. I was like, ow. And then when she like goes for it, it's like wiggling in quicksand, where like the more she like pulls and fights against it, the more tangled and caught up and it gets to her hair, to the point where it was like an inconvenience. I was like, ah, geez, it's it's like pulling desperately. It's like when in Kill Bill Volume 2, when I forgot her name, but the eye patch lady gets like
Elle Driver.
Yeah, thank you. Elle Driver gets her other eye plucked out, so she's just screaming and like flailing around wildly. That's kind of what I imagine's happening with Bunny, which Nathan kind of was like, did not expect that to really like, looks like, and then just like sprints and like runs after to go find Ashley to let her know that we've got a problem.
You get your clue on the way out. She's grasping at you, and you have to kind of kick her off. But before you do, she says, They can never find out who I really am, what I've really done. And then you kind of shove her off and keep going. But that's your clue, though. I'll click it, or I'll put it in chat so you all can transfer it over. Ashley Oaks. The man in the gray suit says, I've just been waiting for the right time to make contact. Now is the time. I think it's really time for you to start being everything you were meant to be. You can't really be interested in this guy, right?
Nathan. And what if I am?
You are so much better than that, Ashley Oaks. A person like that, you'd devour him in 2 bites. Hardly worth your time.
Maybe.
Oh, here he comes now.
Hey, Ashley. He kind of comes running up. Do I see the man?
No.
Yeah.
He says, I'll be seeing you around. And he steps back into the shadow, just leaving the glow of his cigarette. I am going to give you a condition, the man in the gray suit.
Yeah, he comes running up and says, Ashley, hey, we got company.
Yeah, I know. And she kind of like gestures at where he is.
He like looks and goes, no. The woman downstairs. Yeah, she wanted to eat me.
Oh,
I threw a lint roller in her hair. I think that really took her out.
that would take me out too. Yeah, I can see that.
So we should probably go because she had blood on her face and she talked about eating us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she'll just like follow Nathan out.
I love it. Meanwhile, Topher. All right, good. We got good reaction shot. Great reaction shot with the dream zombie. Love it. All right, let's get a few more in there. Come on, let's go. We're not paying you $50 a day for nothing. Let's go. And they're like shuffling all the people are kind of like, okay. You know, and like, I really can't breathe with this thing. I can't see. That's okay. You kind of echolocate at this point. You've been like consumed by the dream for like, months now. So you're really far gone. You should really wait and see the ones that have been exposed for a long time. Incredible special effects. I mean, the practical effects on this gig completely through the roof. Just wait. And they're all just like shuffling out. Flo says, "Oh my God, look." And you see down rows of cubicles in the break room, in the lobby, stumbling about, blind, oozing the dream from their face, their eyes covered, their mouths stretching white tendrils between rotted teeth. Dozens of them. And we'll end our session there today. In the middle of our night phase, which is okay since we're not watching a tape. This night phase can go forever if we wanted to. Let's do stars and wishes. Whoever wants to go first, take it away.
Real quick, Topher does still need a clue for that 7 and 9 on the meddling move earlier.
Sean's owed a clue as well, so we'll just put them in brackets for now.
Gotcha. Well, since I started talking, I guess I can go first. I wrote down a bunch because there was so much this session. It was so fucking great. I've just to preface it all, I've been really excited to come back to the game. I've missed our characters, and I'm very excited to see what fucked up and evil fates await them. For stars, for Ben, I really love no, go do your yoga, and then later on just good. Two sides of the same really going through it coin. Sean is just so good, and like also fighting all the zombies and shit. I'm excited to see more of that. I really loved the nostalgic scene between Ashley and Nathan in the parking lot. I especially felt it when Nathan just had to do a lap because he was so excited. He's just like me for real. I'm also really excited to see more of Ashley's like story arc and character arc starting to come through, especially now at the end where everything is getting weird and bad. I'm excited to see what happens with her and how that affects everything that's been going on and what they've all been working toward. I also really love how fucking grumpy and sick of everything Nathan has become. He's starting to get like old and curmudgeon-y, but he's like 20.
He's 25. Thank you.
Yeah, so curmudgeon-y, us 25-year-olds. No, I really love it. I'm so excited to see more of what is going on here. For Jason, I also really loved all of the like Topher being involved now very directly in these back scenes things because they're just there now. It makes sense, and I'm very excited to see level 10. And I guess role play that. I don't know. I don't know what that's going to be, but I'm very excited to figure that out and find it. Um, I am also really stoked for finishing out the Whisper because we've had that one since before Bone Wolves, so it feels like it's starting to really get due. So I'm excited that we're getting pretty close to that one. I'm also really enjoying like the theory for it. It just makes sense, and it's so. I love the carnally weird shit. Uh, to put it simply. But yeah, for Wishes, I'm just excited to see where everything's going. It's all starting to come together, and I'm excited to see it when it is.
Yeah, throwing out there, so stars to Jazzy for Ashley during that vulnerable scene before us. It was very emotional and very profound, and I'm glad that we finally got them to talk. Thank God. That was great. I mean, star to God, I've missed Sean so much. Just you get paid. The and also just the like, how did they not realize I was gay? Was God, I truly I've missed playing with Ben, but also just I've missed Sean as a character. For those reasons, those little moments that remind us that Sean Thompson is more than just the beefcake he appears on the outside. He's also just really fed up on the inside. I really enjoyed the theory today that we got, like the idea that Steph presented of like, oh, what if it's Topher? And I'm like, shit, that's great. So star you, Steph, for like willing to put yourself in such direct harm's way for the sake of a really cool story. That's always fun. And also just the invisible bitings of Mr. W. That was a little solid detail I appreciated. Yeah, Jason Starr for your disgusting little dream zombie noises right there, but also really, really liked the portrayal of the man in the gray suit as like, I mean, I put him in here just for just mysterious reasons of like, and I was, you know, you can go a million ways with it, and this direction you've taken that is like now seems kind of like connected to the big man in some way. It got me saying in the chat, like, this is kind of a wish. I'm like, man, what this Brindleverse idea? What if he's Cyrus Abernathy from the Waitley camera threat, or if he's a Waitley? I don't know, but like the idea that he'd be the moon one, that would be interesting. That was super cool. I just really loved the scene today in general, and another wish is to figure out if I have an advance as Nathan or not, because I have my track marked and I don't know if I cleared anything yet. So I'll go back and watch VODs. But yeah, no,
we have
great
so much.
session.
We have so many videos to watch and review.
Don't take 2-month breaks from your games. That's the lesson here.
Yeah, that is the lesson. Well, a 2-month break that also had like a 2-session break in before, right? So like the Latchkeys, it's been a while since we've been with the Latchkeys. So yeah. I'll go next. I had a great time. I think for the first half of the session, I felt very like I was still kind of sliding back into the habit and the routine of it, and sort of getting my footing a little bit. I was really kind of glad that the answer to the convergence question was one where you could all just leave, you know, and that would be the solution. And it made sense because in my mind, it was like, it was a trap. Like it was a trap to get you all there. And I really, a star for what you all came up with, because I think it really, today we really started to make a lot of connections between like, hey, this is all about TV Odyssey, you know, like all of this stuff has to do with TV Odyssey, and we are getting closer and closer to TV Odyssey. Presumably you have to watch some Odyssey tapes, but we're getting closer to TV Odyssey, and so I kind of really enjoyed all of that. We don't often get like a regular role play night phase, and so that was fun. I will always take advantage of that and do hard stuff in the night phase if given the opportunity. And yeah, so it was really just enjoyable. You know, star for the scene in the parking lot, that was really great, very affecting, and it felt like a good. It felt like that scene felt really well earned throughout the campaign, and so I appreciated that you both got to do it. It was very good. And yeah, and just I enjoyed seeing just all these characters again. It was just really fun to see them back, kind of, you know, getting back into it, getting back into their groove. And we got a lot of good horror moments today, which is always fun. And yeah, just excited to keep going.
I can go. In general, it was great to get back in with these characters. Really great to play with you all again. And I also think that like we were on fire. Like everything was going well. The paint the scenes, all of the
die rolls, everything was
well,
going great. Yeah.
everything was, yeah, we were just peak public access. Jason, I really love when you introduce the little behind the scenes stuff and the fun that gets to be had by Steph and Topher as we see what it reflects in the real world. That's awesome. And also your dream clicker noises were just excellent. Steph, the theory about Topher, and I marked down when it happened, the bites appearing on the VCR. That was inspired. That was really fucking cool. And also the way that Topher just barged into Flo's car with a weather report about zombies. Alex, Nathan recognizing that he was using too many words in that vulnerable scene with Ashley, it just felt like such a good callback to earlier discussions. Also, that whole discussion, as mentioned, was great. And that goes for Jazzy too. Ashley is always a joy, even when she's being a nightmare. But and I love how you lean into that. I really enjoy it. And the moment when you apologized for not remembering Nathan was that got me right in the heart. But my primary star for you is when Nathan was talking about Bunny having blood on her face and talking about eating him, and Ashley goes, okay. Like, yeah, that was great. Wishes, I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing what happens in this old food company office. And yeah, I love the way the Convergence event seems to be having ripples of effect all throughout our game. That's nifty.
I'll actually extra star I'll throw out there. Just echoing about the whole like being on fire. This has been like the most like lore establishing episode we've had in a while, with like kind of like setting the vibe of like TV Odyssey and like the extra dimensional stuff with the extra like Great Hungers. It's love the lore.
My general stars as well. I think even though, you know, we took like such a big break, and I think like having the chili cookout of like that for me was sort of like the big thing, because I tend to like linger on sessions, but so my mind was like still on goth Ashley and not on like stabby but sweet about it Ashley. But I think even despite that, and I think that is a strength of the system, like it felt like very quickly like we were all, you know, like back on track. And it does kind of give you, when you're like not 100% sure about the character like just yet, it gives you like so much else to play with, you know, like the paint the scenes and the locations and everything. So it felt like, even though I was like a little bit like, right, Ashley, she was kind of, you know, like on this balance between the I want to be a monster, I don't want to be a monster, like we're getting to that. But even so, it felt like you still had like so much control and so much to do in the game, which I think is really great. So general star to public access for that. Yeah, for Jason, I really loved the noises, echoing all of that. But I think what I particularly loved in the session that you did is you were just like very consistently looking out for ways for Topher to be in the scenes. And I think like that's always very nice when you can tell that a keeper is like so obviously concerned that everybody's getting their spotlight and their moments. You know, like you turning on the letting Flo like turn on the radios, like super organic, but then also like immediately being like, hey, Topher, this is your time to shine. And then being like, oh, there's phones that you can use. Just these organic ways that you were looking out. I thought that was really neat to see. I am always a simp for like mysterious characters in suits. Like it's the best. I will never not love them, especially if they're like evil or like implied evil. And it was like, the whole scene, I was just like, Ashley, you should be scared of this dude. But I was like, no, I'm not. I want to spooch him. I love this guy, and I hope he comes back a lot. So I was really happy with that condition because that means it's gonna come back probably. Also, I thought like that ending to the scene was like very cinematic because it felt like Ashley was kind of like gearing up for some kind of, like declaration of no, I'm not like you, or I am, or whatever. And then it's just like, oh, Nathan's here. Yeah, there's a woman who has cat meat on her face and a lint roller in her hair, and we need to run. And it was just like such public access vibes, but it was great. That is my star to Alex. I mean, echoing everything that has been said, but throwing the lint roller was so funny. And it was so good.
I think we've all been
especially,
kind of
like-
waiting to see when that item
That's
was
the
going to
second.
be
No, that's the second
usable.
time.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
no. That's the second time because
Oh, you unmarked it.
I had marked it, then I unmarked it because I
Oh.
advanced. The first time I used it was also in defense of Ashley because I threw it at her dad or her mom. And it was like I spiked her in the head with it.
That's right. That's right.
But this is the
yeah.
first time where like it being a sticky thing actually helped.
I just love the idea of Nathan, especially kind of with the combination of Ashley having like, her iconic knife and then like Nathan just chucking lint rollers at people as like an echo to that is so funny. But yeah, I really love that. Also a star for Ben, like that was a really nasty paint scene. But like the way that you did it was so great. Yeah, Sean, I miss Sean. I love Sean. But him like rebuking that's like, no, come on, dude. That was really great. Just like, I don't know, it was like sad and great at the same time that he can like no longer believe like, no, people aren't interested in me for real. This is like some setup, like, stop it. This is pathetic on your part. It was like, I'm so glad for you for standing up for yourself, but also, oh, baby. So that was great. And for Steph, I mean, again, echoing everything that's already been said, but I did think that the weather report was so funny. And also being like, fuck it, let's go for a 10. Let's see what happens. That was really great. For wishes, yeah, I think an Ashley and Sean scene would be interesting because they kind of used to have like a sibling / bestie vibe going on, and now Ashley doesn't remember Sean, and I think maybe like having sort of talked about that with Nathan, she's like maybe like, okay, maybe we do need to confront that, I guess. So that would be very interesting to see like how their new dynamic is set up. Very interested to see more of the man in the gray suit. And very interested to see where the whisper goes. And the dream. It's like this is what I sometimes do with like it's like one mystery is where your character's really involved, and then the other mystery is that you as a player wanted to. And it's like, I need to find a way for Ashley to be like, fuck the whisper. I don't care. I need to go fight some zombies because that's what Jazzy, wants to do. I mean, I also want to do the whisper, of course, but it's like zombies. So cool, so frightening. So I want to find a way to get involved in that.
I was really happy that like we were able to kind of make, because like to me as the keeper, I was thinking a lot about like the fact that we have not been paying attention to the whisper or the dream for a while, and what are the implications of that, right? And like because those things keep going, right? Even if the Latchkeys aren't there dealing with it, or if Sheriff Bill's not there dealing with it, like stuff is happening. And so I was really happy that we got that in there. Like we got to see the devolution of La Fresca, the natural outcome of people attacking you in La Fresca, like it's become to this, or the whisper just left totally unchecked, like, because remember the whisper kicked off with an old lady murdering her husband. And so that was the starting point of the whisper. And so this outcome like makes sense. Like this is how it would be devolving, and Sheriff Bill just can't keep up with all of it. Right. And so and Renita Torres might be dead based off that paint the scene answer, so we don't really know what's going on with her. And so I think it's as we are nearing the end of the campaign, DeGoya County's coming apart at the seams, and I think that's really fascinating.
That's actually another star that I had that I forgot to mention is the off the cuff paint the scenes this session were great. I love those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they helped me a lot too, and just how I like the decisions I made to incorporate certain details and stuff. So, okay, are there any other stars or wishes? Okay, well then I will. We'll figure out off mic our next session, but I will talk to you all later. Let's wave goodbye to people watching the video.